Everybody, welcome to another edition of the Tough Podcast, man. This is episode 18, man. I'm here with the guys, Josh, Ray, and Tyrell, man. The others send their wishes. They wish they could be here. You know how it goes, man. 80 subs. We hit it.
Yes.
Roll to 100, man. We got to get there. We got to keep pushing. We'll get there eventually. We thank you for all the support. We love all y'all. Fellas, how y'all week been this week, man?
Oh, great.
Great.
And it's been interesting to say the least.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's been interesting.
Yeah, super busy. Now, Ray, why was it great? You seem like you had a real good week.
Yeah,
bro.
you smiling.
He
He's
must have met
smiling
a
about
little lady or something.
I don't know what's going on.
I just took the time to chill, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's it. I've been doing too much chilling, bro. I did so good at the start of the school year. I took like a week break, and it's time to get back in there, man.
Yeah, facts.
Them weeks go by quick, bro.
Yes, they do. A little too quick sometimes.
Yeah, I don't
We'll really get you
especially
down
the
really
weekend.
quick.
The weekends are the worst, bro.
Yeah.
The weekends last like that. Because after Saturday, bro, like Sunday is like you thinking all day like, oh, the new week is about to start. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Kate started a new internship, and I've been taking her to school to work in the morning, and it's been treacherous getting up at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah.
You got to do it though.
Yeah, I know.
It'll pay off in the long run.
It will, because she can buy me gifts with all of her new money that she's getting.
Right. Now I'm feeling the shirt, Josh. I like the palm trees.
Hey, thank you. I'm feeling warm, man.
Yeah.
Going to Florida in a few weeks. Had to put something tropical on. Had a couple of 50-degree days. I'm excited for it. It's been sunny.
Hey, the weather been
like
feeling
to see.
good. The weather felt good today, man.
It's been nice.
I went out there without, man. Yeah, it's been nice. But our first topic.
I had shorts on getting the mail. Feeling good.
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Had the toes out in the sandals.
I can't have the toes though. I can't have the toes.
Man, that's funny.
All right. Look, we get on our first topic, man. Our first topic for today is it ever acceptable to cheat on your significant other for your significant other to cheat on you, and what are the circumstances if yes?
I'm gonna go last.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I got.
So slow that down for me. It's okay for me to cheat on my girl.
Or for
her,
cheat on you at any moment. And if so, what are the circumstances that
Okay.
I can go first.
Do your thing, boy.
My opinion on it, it depends on like the boundaries that you guys set in your relationship and what you consider cheating. But for me, I feel like the only really acceptable.
Hold on. I'm happy you said let's start there. What are you guys' boundaries? What do you guys consider cheating? Because I know some people, it can even be just talking to another person.
That's too
not
much.
like texting, but I'm saying like just in person.
Yeah.
Anything that you wouldn't want the other person to do, but it's boundaries to that too, though, because you could be real like you said, you can't talk to nobody type of, but within reason to me. But you know what's cheating and what's not cheating. Like you can't go to the club and talk people.
Yeah,
doing all that stuff.
So what about texting somebody? What about texting somebody?
No, that's okay. I mean, like,
in
a flirty way.
When it comes to your phone and you in a relationship, you should be able to be like, y'all sitting there laying in bed or something, and I pick up your phone, you should have no reaction to it. Or if your phone rings, you should be able to answer it in front of me no matter what. Like,
that's the type of for sure.
Yeah. All right. What about what about a hug? Is that cheating?
No.
Because I feel iffy about it. Like say
it depends on the hug.
Yeah, like
if you got too much on the hug, brother, we're gonna have to go to the parking lot.
Well, like, all right, I'm gonna take it from my perspective because I think I could be wrong, but I think I'm the one who's been in the relationship the longest.
Right.
I'm pushing like 5 years.
Yeah.
For mine. So for me, I have a lot of trust in this other person. You know, like if she has a lot of guy friends at school that she talks to on a regular basis that I know. I personally don't like one of them, you know, and it's not because like they're flirty or anything like that. It's just because I don't like him. I had a bad experience with him, but I trust that Katie, even though like she knows that I don't like him, that she's not going to do anything about it, and I don't really feel like I need to either. She gets texts. She has a group chat that is primarily made up of all guys, and it's just like, it doesn't bother me because I have that trust in that. It's just like, I don't feel like being jealous or anything like that. Our very close friend group consists of mostly guys. We have a couple of girls in our friend group as well, but they are consistently always guys, and all of my friends, they're very trustworthy. I'm very trustworthy. So it's like, they're like, yo, I wouldn't do that to you. And I believe that. So it's like, we have stupid shit all the time. We'll say I love you to people, and we'll make up jokes and shit that'll be like sexual or something like that. It doesn't mean anything, and I truly and honestly believe that, but at the same time, if I was saying like, oh, what's considered cheating, if she goes out and she starts talking to somebody and I'm like, yo, this person's kind of being a little sketch to me, they're a little sus, and then she's like, oh no, don't worry about it. And then she starts kind of pulling away from that and is like, because I get on her phone all the time. She has the passcode to my phone. I have the passcode to hers, and she never cares if I'm on her phone or doing anything. I can look through her messages. She can look through mine. She uses my MacBook all the time, which is also connected to my phone. So it's like, but if she stopped doing all that and she was like, no, you can't look at my phone. No, you can't do this. And she wasn't playing around. That's when it starts being like, all right, what's the deal? And I feel like it would be the same way for her. If I was all of a sudden like, I deleted your face off my phone and I don't want you looking at my stuff, then it's like, okay, well, you're obviously doing something,
That's a little strange.
Yeah. But like even if, she went out and she goes out with her friends or something like that, and, they go to a club and she gets a little tipsy or something, and somebody comes up to her and kisses her or whatever the story may be, I'm going to be a lot more lenient with that. I'm in this for the long run. I'm not trying to break up with you for this reason. If you have a good explanation for me and you can back it up with this, that's okay. It's a mistake. It happens. Sometimes you can't back out of that sort of thing. Sometimes somebody just forces themselves onto you and you can't do anything about it, and I don't think that should be an offense, so to speak, to be like, yo, you cheated on me. That's not cool. All the things before that, if that's how I feel about how cool I am with that. So, a lot of people think that, oh, if you watch porn, it's cheating. And it's like, I don't really believe that,
Yeah, some people
think that.
Yeah, people think that, talking to other girls or talking to other guys, it doesn't mean anything to me. If I see your text messages and like they are legitimately being flirty, I'm going to be a little upset, but I'm going to be like, yo, quit that. And if they quit, that's fine. I'll be mad about it for a day or two, but I can get over something like that. But if you physically go out and are just like, yo, I slept with this person on accident, oh, I was drunk. It's like, I'm going to have a hard time believing that, drunk or not. Like, I've been drunk before, but I can still think, you'd have to be like,
and you should know what you can handle anyway. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And again, I truly and honestly believe that this is for both parties. If I did this to Katie, if I talked about this with Katie, she'd feel the same way. At least so I hope. She's probably listening in the back, sending me text messages like, you're a dumbass, you're wrong. But no, she didn't. We're good.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're a little bit more lenient than myself.
Yeah, you're better than me.
Right.
But like, you guys have been in there longer, and I trust my girl, but you guys have been together longer, so you kind of know.
Yeah.
So
it's also kind of thinking like, we've already talked about like where we're gonna get married, when we want to do it, how late do we want to have kids, that sort of
y'all
thing.
Planned everything, right?
Right, exactly. She's gonna be my wife very soon. So it's like I have a lot more lenience because I already trust her enough. There's no like back and forth between that anymore, at least. Maybe if you asked me if we were dating for like a month, maybe a year, I would have maybe had a different answer. But like I said, I'm not really a jealous person. I'm not really a person to get upset over those little things.
Right. So Josh, you're cool with male friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Ray and Tyrell, what about you guys?
You want to go, Ray?
No.
You said no. All right.
It depends on the type of friend you have. Like the friend that Josh kind of talking about. All right, but that best friend shit, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I hear.
Like it's limitations and boundaries to it. Like we talked about earlier. Like y'all don't need to be hanging out and all that other shit by yourself and y'all doing it. Like that's what you got me for. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I'll put that out there. She does not hang out with any of our friends by herself.
And she don't seem like that.
Yeah,
we got her
vibe. She's made that
definitely.
very clear to me that she's like, I don't want to do that anyway, because that wouldn't be fun. So, but if she's at school or something like that, they work together and shit.
Right.
So I can't be there.
Yeah.
But
what about you?
all right. I changed. Okay, so the first time we was together, I was with Ray. Like, no male friend. You got me, and then like the second go around, I'll start easing off, and like it depends. Like with y'all guys, say your friend, my girl. I don't got nothing to worry about. But like if it's someone I don't know or like little, I was like, I never talked to her or something like that. I'll have a little sus moment, but other than that, I trust my girl.
Right.
But like, trying to think for at work, she cool with this guy at work. I mean, she don't got a number or nothing like that, but like, they sometimes work together.
Right.
And at first I had my little like where, but then I like thought about it and like there's nothing to worry about.
Right. Yeah. Me personally, so I'm a little iffy on it too, because it's like if she was cool with this guy beforehand, and I know they didn't have like no history or nothing, I can't tell her to not be friends with that person. Like,
of course.
If that was beforehand, now if it's we're dating and some guy comes along and you talking about friends, okay, I'm gonna be real skeptical. But if you start hanging up the phone at night to talk to him instead of stuff like that,
that'd be a lot.
That's a no-go. That's a no-go. But I think it also has to do with that person has to have respect for you too, because like for instance, like with Tyrell, like I would never do nothing like borderline, like I'm trying to hit on his girl at all. Like I wouldn't even give off that. So that's like up to the other person as well. Like you can be more cool with that if you know, like, okay, he's not trying to do nothing. Like he shows the utmost respect. Like, hey, I ain't trying to come in between nothing. Like I ain't even crossing no boundaries. Like stuff like that. Like that's cool. So that other person should as well be like that. But all right, well that's so what do you guys is there any exceptions to cheating, like where it would be allowed for you guys anyway?
Like I said, go ahead, Ray.
Establish that relationship, then that's what you signed up for. But a relationship is 1 and 2, bro. You can be single.
I think that there is a lot of room for forgiveness and work, but something like that puts such a big strain on something like a relationship. It's hard to forgive
then
something
that
like
ruins
that.
trust though too, because that whole time you're gonna be once somebody cheat on you, you're gonna be like, oh, you it's just gonna get in the way the whole time.
And again, and I'll retract it a little bit, because I'll say that, like if something truly, hope to God this never happens or anything, but if something truly bad happened to Katie and it was kind of like a force or something like that, you can't be mad at that. I mean, like I said, with forcing yourself onto somebody and kissing them at a club or something because you're drunk or whatever, it's hard to be mad at that, because it's like the person did it and you don't have room to get away. If they give you a peck and that's all they get because you turn around and slap them in the fucking face or punch them, know.
I mean, that's different. But if you go in for the kiss too,
exactly. That's where it's like, you have to do something about that. But again, it's more about, you have to trust them, and it's the same thing with your girlfriend as well. They have to trust you. You have to trust them. If they say that they met a new person at work and they really like them or whatever as a friend, to be honest, I think that should be cool, because if you have no trust, then they're going to end up leaving you anyway, because the other guy's better, because they're pissed at you because you're like, well, I can't hang out with this person who's, like, I'm my own person. I don't have to listen to you. Yeah, you're my boyfriend, but you don't control me. and then they go start hanging out with the other guy, and he's like, well, your boyfriend sounds like a dickhead. Why don't you come over to my place instead?
See, now that's a problem.
They play the role. They play the role.
I would have a problem with that too if me and my girl got into a situation and she ran to that other person
and talk about our stuff. Talk about our
that's not that.
Talk about like again, Katie, if we have a fight or something like that, or even an argument, Katie doesn't go to John or my friend Jameek. She goes to her friend Allie or somebody like that. You know,
one of her female friends, right?
Exactly, because that's what she's talking about.
That's what my girl do.
Right. And then I go to my friends. That's how it works.
It's
the same thing.
That's just rules,
right? That's how it is. It's just like even if I was completely in the wrong, it's your job as a friend to be like, nah, bro, you're correct, bro. Whatever, she's being dumb, or and then you work it out later on between you two. But it's just to kind of vent a little bit. Yeah, if she went to somebody like John, I'd be completely pissed. I wouldn't think that it would be cheating. I would think that why the fuck would you go to him? He doesn't know anything. You don't
know.
I feel you. For me personally, I think the only way cheating is acceptable is if that person cheated on you. But then at that point, why are you even in a relationship if y'all just going to go back and forth cheating?
Right.
There's not even a point. So that's the only exception, which I mean, you shouldn't even be together. Like if she cheating and you like, I'm gonna go get my vengeance. And what's the point of being together? Y'all might as well just call it quits.
And it turns into this thing. It's just like, I mean, the relationship, yes, is about physical attributes, but it's also about personality. It's it's about loving the other person for who they are. It's just like, it doesn't matter this and this and this or whatever. If somebody cheats on you and then you go out and like, oh, I'm gonna have sex and cheat on her, it's like, yeah, you're still doing that, but I mean, it's just like, are you really getting back at them? Or are you just like trying to get even and then it not working, and then you're like, well, shit, I'm still here, my girlfriend cheated on me and now I just made it even and now I can't even be the good guy, because I just did it back and I ruined what we had. But
I got a follow up. If you cheated, can the cheaters be, if y'all girls cheated, can you forgive them?
That's a good question.
Straight up admit, hey,
it take a lot of work.
I cheated.
Like I said,
I'm more leaning towards that, Ray. But then I'm like, how was it? Was it I'm more leaning with you, Ray, because I know myself. But it's easy to say like, now if it's like an affair thing, y'all keep doing it. There's no way that. And the only if it's like a one-time thing, you regret it, you saw you never do it again. I'm still.
It'll take a long time.
We might still gotta dead this, but like, I would. I'm gonna need a break open to that than like, oh, y'all did this multiple times. That's a no go like that because you aren't sorry if you keep doing it multiple times. You just
I've seen you like just
you're just sorry. You're just mad that you got caught at that point.
I think again, I'm in this situation where I'm biased. Thinking about it as like, okay, what if this really happened? It would be like, it's so far-fetched that I'd be like, oh yeah, I can forgive that, but it hasn't happened to me and it won't happen.
It sounds good, right?
Yeah,
it's easy to say right now, I could maybe forgive her, but when that happens, you might just be like, nah,
you're heated, you're upset.
You don't even know that type of pain. That's probably a bad thing.
Exactly.
I pray I never experienced it.
Right.
Thank God.
You're not as good. That's what it's saying. You are not good enough.
There's someone that she thinks is better than you.
Right.
And not only on top of you not good enough, she doesn't respect you.
Right.
That's like
right. And this goes both ways. I mean, like we're talking about it because
we're just saying in general.
Yeah, exactly. This can go both ways. And to be honest with you, I don't think I'd expect Katie to forgive me if I did something like that. So I don't
wouldn't
think
be mad if my girl didn't forgive me.
So it's kind of like I think that if something like that happened with the right amount of work and everything that would go into it, yes, you could salvage something out of that, but I mean, like everything would have to change. Your entire life would change, because no matter how many years go by, you don't forget that. It's just like that happened. He did that to me, or she did that to me. So it's kind of like you could get past it and you could probably make it work, but like I'm thinking about like just somebody else completely different. Like, you know, people, the most amount of times where you see it in movies and shit like that, where it actually like is super duper matters is like, oh, this guy has a kid, you know, this guy has 3 kids with this woman.
Yeah, you got kids involved.
Yeah. Right. Well, if you're married, are you gonna file for divorce?
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. But that's when you get into, you know, but it's just like, because at that point, if we're coming from a guy's perspective, we pretty much lose out on everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like,
for them cheating, we still losing everything.
Yeah, you know, it's just like we had a situation like that around our family or whatever a long time ago, you know, and the guy cheated on the woman, and the woman was of course heartbroken and still divorced him, but was like, I don't want anything. Take what you know, take it or whatever. Like that. You know, it's cool. But that's what it comes down to. It's just like, you know, I loved you and you show me that you don't love me. So it's like, I don't care what you take. You know, you have to live with that for the rest of your life. If you want to take all the money and everything like that, I don't want anything from you because I don't like you. You're not a good person to me. I disrespect you as a person. I don't love you anymore. You know, that's what it's truly saying when you get to that point and you cheat on somebody. It's like, I no longer love you. You know, you are nothing to me at this point. You know, even if it's something as meaningless as sex, you know, that's what it is. It's just like, you don't love me anymore. You don't respect me in that way. You'd rather ruin our relationship with kids in it just for, you know, just for sex.
A couple minutes of joy.
Right, exactly.
That feels the same no matter what. It's going
exactly.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Exactly.
Come out of it every time you're gonna feel guilty after it's all done. It's
and now your kids are gonna hate you.
Yeah,
they're gonna resent you for the rest of your life. And you're not, I mean, like your kids might like you, but they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna see you the same way. And it's gonna be the same thing with your significant other. But yeah, like I said, to be honest with you, in an early stage, I think it could work. In early, I mean, like you're not married yet. You don't have a true life together. You may be living together, but you're not fully there. But after that, it'd be really, really, really fucking hard.
Especially if you're married. It probably, yeah.
Right. If you were married and had kids, I don't think that there would be any sort of way to come back from that.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Ray, you had something to say? Yeah, that's bad.
And like you guys been together 5 years, Josh. So y'all built like chemistry and a lot of stuff. Like, y'all really love each other. To be with someone for 5 years, you really know them and love them. So I think for people like at your stage, and even you, Kyler and Tyra, I don't know exactly how long y'all been together, but
almost 2 for me, brother.
Like it,
three.
Yeah, it takes a long time for someone to cheat on someone. You feel me? Like, I don't want to put my ex on blast or anything, but we went through our, you know what I'm saying, what we had to do, and we didn't step out on each other at all. You feel me? Like, it takes a lot for someone to cheat, unless they just that type of person. But if you really found your person, it takes a lot for them to step, bro. So it's not. It's more to it than just that. Like, I just find people need to focus on their relationship a little bit more. Like,
the time you put in the cheating, you could have been spent trying to fix the relationship, man.
Right. Exactly. And it's just like you have to. I mean, you have to also realize that, like, if you don't like your significant other anymore, you don't have to cheat on them. You can just say, "I don't want to be with you anymore."
Exactly.
I mean, like, and then like, you have to go through like, oh, I broke up with them. Maybe I made them upset, but it's like, now if I get together with somebody else, I don't have to worry about that because we're not together anymore. We're just people. You know, so it's just like, but if you're still together with them and you're like, oh, well, I don't love them anymore, and you cheat on somebody, it's way worse. Like, you're still a bad person. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm glad that you found somebody that you liked, but you, to me, are still a bad person. If I had one of my friends tell me that, oh, I cheated on my girlfriend because I didn't like her anymore, I'd be fucking mad. I'd be like, what's wrong with you? You break up with them and then you go and get somebody else.
Right.
You know, even if it's a girl that you know.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and I really hate the excuse because you hear it all the time. Well, you neglected me. You weren't showing me this, that, and the third. That's not a good reason to cheat.
It's not.
That just because somebody, you need to talk to that. And if they don't do what you want them to do, then you need to go.
And it could be a misunderstanding. I mean, like, you can work it out. 9
times out of 10, that's what it is.
It is.
Communicating.
Right. Or they're also cheating on you.
Right. So do you guys, do you guys feel like cheating is the ultimate betrayal in a relationship, or is there anything worse than that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
Cheating's
say
up
so.
there. And what else is betrayal?
I'd say
telling the. Oh no, yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I'd say cheating on somebody that you know or like. That's cheating is like second. And then like if I figured out that my girlfriend went out with somebody that I knew, or that even
like
worse
your
was my
friend or something. Oh my
right? That's
god!
just like,
I
now I
got
have to
follow-up
cut
after
two
that.
people out of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
because
like,
I don't even think lying. I don't even think lying, because depending on the lie.
Yeah.
Now, if it's some lie that's like terrible, I don't know. But
I don't know. It's
that
just
cheating is probably that's probably number one. It's probably the worst.
It's the same thing. It's just like, if I am with any of my friends, it's just, I would hope they'd have the same respect for me that I have for them. If I wasn't dating Katie right now and I was a single guy, and one of my friends had a girlfriend and they got through a breakup, and she was like, "Oh, I want to talk to you," and we talked through it, and she's like, "I like you more," I'd be like, "Sorry."
Yeah,
No matter how much I like her, I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I can't do that."
Even after they're done. Even after they're done.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, y'all just answered my question. I was gonna ask. I just watched a video about this. They said, why do guys, if their homie or like even an associate of theirs, if they used to talk to, if this girl used to talk to them, they would never talk to them.
That's just that's something you would do.
Yeah,
like bro, if none of my homies ever, because first off, that means you had eyes for that girl while they was together.
Yeah,
that's what that means too.
Yeah,
that means you was looking at her while they was together too.
Right.
So now that's already out there. But then you go out and you do that knowing that, hey, my bro been with her. They probably went through this, that, and the third. It's just system. There's some stuff that's just unexplained rules. That's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you're a real person, that's just.
I'll say, if you get permission, it's okay. If your friend broke up with the girl and he was truly and honestly okay with it, and I know it's not hard. You can tell by people's facial expressions and how they answer you if they're okay with it or not. You're like, "Yo, she talked to me this way or whatever. I know you guys just broke up, but I like her too." If it's like, "Yeah, it's okay. You came to me first." Wow, God, I feel like I'm in Friends. Sorry.
I never thought it like that.
Yeah, I mean, just me being a person I am, even if I got that blessing, I'm just a no go. It's just I can't do it.
To the relationship. If y'all dated for like 3 months, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, you can fuck her.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
If it's something like Josh's situation,
that'd be too hard, man.
Yeah.
It'd be too hard to see your other friend. Yeah, I feel like if you were a decent person,
go over your friend's house and your auntie over there cooking.
Right, exactly. And it's just like, now your friend's making out with you, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I shouldn't have said yes.
I gotta go. It's time to go."
Yeah, that'd be too hard.
Oh yeah, bro. People have been let me give you an example. Say Ray, say you've been with this girl for 10 plus years and y'all ended it, right? And then say I'm single, say I'm with your girl and we got married, have kids. How do you feel about that? Like, would y'all be upset? Like, I don't know. I'll feel some type of way, low key, on some.
I probably.
Well, could you forgive your friend? Could you forgive your friend if that happened?
No. Like I said, it'd be much easier. It'd be much easier if they came and they had an extensive conversation with me, and it also depends on how the breakup was. I mean, if we both just didn't love each other anymore and we were like, sorry, and we were okay with it and we were still cool, and my friend was like, "Yo, I really like this girl. Do you mind if I date her?" And they came to me, I'd be like, "Yeah, that's okay." It's just like, we don't love each other anymore. I'm okay with seeing that. But if it was the opposite way, and I still liked that girl and she broke up with me, and then my friend was like, "Yo, can you date her?" I'd have a really, 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 really hard time saying yes. And like I said,
I don't even know how would you even come to your brother like, "Hey man, I know this used to be your old thing, man, but
but we got
talking.
connection. We got connection, man. We got
chemistry, man.
Bro. Yeah, but what are you talking about? Yeah, because like I said, rule number one, I mean, that whole time, it's like, Josh, think about it in your situation. One of your boys say that, Y'all been together for 5 years. That means he been
he
stalking and
been
preying on her for 5
thinking.
years.
Yeah, he been thinking about it for what if they break up or planning on your downfall,
plotting on it, waiting for you to just leave her alone.
Yeah, wait for you to slip up. Yeah,
I would let them know that I am not okay with it, but at the end of the day, it's their choice. If you don't want to be my friend anymore and you really like this girl, then I can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
I don't control
and
either
I
person.
mean that's just what you crossed. Yeah, I mean you can't
exactly.
do nothing about
You
that.
cross the line,
you're not gonna go to jail over it. You just
right, exactly. I might go to jail over it. Depends on how it happens. Like I said, it really depends on how it happens.
With you.
I feel like
I wouldn't be able to trust you.
I feel like if anybody that was my friend that actually did that, they'd realize that I would come and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah,
I feel like they'd realize that. Yeah, I was gonna say they'd accept it.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, but luckily for us guys, we all have that common agree that that you should talk. I ain't gonna do that. So
right, yeah,
I'm glad we got that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no question
that's something you don't do. Like,
no.
As soon as they're together, your eyes is on for that, but that's not even
right. Exactly.
This is a big city too. Like it's a lot of women in the city.
Yeah,
you to just
come
on,
pick
that's
mine.
True.
Yeah,
find somebody else.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I don't mark my territory, brother. Find you something else, man.
It would be it'd be way too hard at this point in time. Katie practically lives here, and we're probably gonna move in here like for real in August when she moves out of her apartment. So if something like that happened, I even if I was truly and honestly okay with it, I couldn't stand the fact of like, hey, let's all come over to my house, because I'd be like, oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, bro, that's tough. That's now I have. So what would you do if you found out that your girl that you've been with is crushing on one of your homies?
Drop him out of my life.
I can't be mad at my homie because he don't know.
Yeah, I mean, of course you can't be mad at the homie.
Yeah, but
it depends.
So what do y'all do?
She's out. Yeah, she's gone.
It depends. I mean, like,
what you mean?
It
depends. What you mean?
If my guy's so, I mean, like, if my guy is like doing it back, then
y'all both got to get the fame,
right? And then she leaves, and I beat the shit out of him. But if he's like, nah, man, I'm not gonna get between that or whatever. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a long conversation, and I will truly and honestly be like, okay, what's going on? Is there something between us or whatever that we're not liking? What's going on? And if she is like, well, I just like him more, then I'll be like, okay. I'll be really fucking upset and furious, but I mean, like, again, I can't force somebody to stay with me just because I want that to be that way. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, if it both happens and like they're talking behind my back, that's cheating. So I'm gonna go and beat his ass, and I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out. I'm not gonna hit anybody except my friend, because I mean he deserves it. Like I said, when I knock on his door and he opens it up and he sees my face, he's gonna be like, oh. All right,
you know what time it is.
Let's step outside.
You ain't even gotta talk.
You know what time it is, right?
Ain't even no time. So, and I had that problem too, because I see a lot of times, like, let's say your significant other or you or whatever cheated with somebody, a complete stranger, and that stranger didn't know that you were in a picture, that your other person was in a picture. You can't really get mad at them.
No.
Can y'all get mad at them? I don't think you really can.
No.
If they didn't know you existed and
they
didn't know that the person was in a relationship,
it's not his fault. That's when I meet up with him and we both go to her house.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, what's going on? Who are you gonna choose?
Now, if he know, like, he walk in your house and y'all got pictures hanging up, then y'all gotta get it.
That's different.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, but I'm saying, right, like at the age you are now, we're not really living with our girls and nothing like that. I'm just saying, so like somebody in general, like somebody was messing with her, he had no clue that you existed, that she had any sort of boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever.
That's on her. I mean, like I said, if he truly had no clue or anything, he'd either have to be a really, really good liar or he really doesn't know. And I can't fault that, because it's just like, I mean, like I'm trying to think of a good analogy for this, but I can't.
That's some guys are say though. Yeah, because like, go ahead.
But, no, I'm just saying that's easy to say though because we can all say this now in the heat, and that's
and
the right decision because they're not mad at them. But if we walk in on any dude with a girl, whatever, we still might have to throw the fade, even if you didn't know. Just as a heat of the moment.
I mean, he's gonna have to endure a couple of punches, but I mean, like, he'll be okay.
It ain't gonna be so as brutal.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say he's not gonna have to get facial reconstruction or anything like that. You know, he might have a black eye for a day or two, but it's all good. You know, I mean, like I said, it's again.
I'm having a hard time. Thank you.
I might have to get the chopper, nigga.
All right, but it's weird because I was the guy. Because like with my girl now, I hope she don't be upset, but like she low key cheated on the dude she was with. Cause it was me, like low key me, cause
But y'all was together first though. Y'all was just
but I mean cheating still cheating though, but like. And I knew they was talking. I still did it. So some guys don't give a fuck.
I mean,
some guys don't give a fuck.
But you gotta put it in the context though. Y'all two were together first, and y'all were on a like break phase. So
yeah, I mean, she didn't say no, but so you
I
right
mean,
there.
and it wasn't like y'all was going around sleeping with people like y'all that wasn't happening. Yeah, they just
it all comes down
shit,
to
like
it.
talking.
I think that if we're going by textbook, you're a bad person for doing that. But but like you don't really have that option because you don't really know that guy, so you don't care. You know, like for the other guy, he probably hates your guts. You know.
Okay, what if you're that guy though? That you just talking to this girl and she broke up with you, went back with her ex.
Oh, you gotta get the fade. You gotta get the fade, brother.
but what if they staying first though? What if they staying first?
That's the game.
I'd say you just gotta hope that you can beat the guy up. That's the thing.
Yeah, Tyrell, you just lucky he was soft.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what it all comes down to. If you walk in on them and the dude's like 7 foot,
or just want to get together.
Huh? Are you talking about my situation?
Yeah,
they was actually boyfriend girlfriend.
Get a full timeline though, because you're making it seem bad. Because you know the rules.
What you mean?
You know the rules. If you get with a cheater, it's gonna be like that forever. So clear up the story so it's not like that.
Okay, yeah, nah. We first started off talking. I mean, we dated first, got in a heated argument, broke up, and we still had a little bond because we was together for like a year and some change. You know, we still like got that connection. Took a break. She started like talking, just trying to get over me. That's what she said, but I don't know if it's true or not. But
that was trying to get over each other. Don't
yeah. I was doing something slightly, you know. You gotta talk to her about it. But and then one day we were just at work and we was in the back and then I said, "Wow!" And then she didn't. She smiled at me. I'm like, I never did this before.
That's movie shit right there, though.
Yeah,
you know,
it really is.
In the movies, when they break up and they act like they about to talk to somebody else, and you gotta go win them back.
Yeah. I mean, but I low key cheated too in my time, but back then, not with the current girl, not with the current girl. Back then.
Elementary and middle school shit don't count.
Nah, this is high school, but
you're terrible.
He's trying to give you outs. He's trying to give you outs.
Yeah, we learn something new every day. Every podcast we learn
some dudes is motherfucking grimy, okay? Some dudes is grimy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying with that guy best friend stuff, man. You off rip, you can tell what they on, man.
Yeah,
like that's
same thing with girls. Girls be like, well, I know how girls react, and because I low key had something like that. And she said, "Oh, she like you, you know. I know how females act. Look at the way she texts you. Hey, hey."
So to bounce off of that, because we might have some young kings. I'm sorry,
you good?
Doggo in the building,
good?
right? Yeah, right. Ray had some history pop back up.
Yeah,
I'm recording.
You good, bro?
Bro, I don't know what that was. You know, I think I swallowed my spit wrong or something. That's it. Bro, I gotta be crying.
My bro had
they about to clown you. They like,
nah,
he had flash.
I'm
But it broke Ray's heart.
Relax.
Edit this out. Now, play.
Okay. All right, ladies, I hate y'all that I feel excluded from this, but this is for the fellas, the young kings out there, man. I know a lot of youngins out there. Of course, because y'all know how it goes. When y'all get into a relationship, every girl seems to want you all out of a sudden. As soon as you get into a relationship, for whatever odd and weird reason, it's just that's what happens. What advice can y'all give to these young bucks out here, man, not to step out on their girl, man? Even if girls are throwing themselves at them. What's the best advice y'all can give?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Man, what you could do not to step out is I lied. I don't got nothing. I lied.
I'll go.
I thought, go ahead.
To be honest, I said it before in a different podcast. I don't remember what episode it is. It doesn't matter. It's communication. I mean, that's all it's gotta be.
That's what I meant to say.
If you are in a relationship with somebody, it doesn't matter what time period it is. It doesn't matter how long you've been together or whatever. Being in a relationship doesn't mean that you have to be exactly like the other person. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to think the same exact way. It's better if you do, but you're going to find something that you disagree on, you know, whether it be politics, whether it be religion or something small, you know, like what flavor of ice cream is the best. It doesn't matter, you know, but letting those small things get into big giant fights gets you nowhere. It gets you angry at the other person and it makes you say dumb things that you don't really mean, but you're like, I need to say this. And then it ruins your relationship.
Yeah, you just don't shot for shot.
Right.
Just don't shot for shot. Trying to hurt the other
if
person.
you get into a fight with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you sit down and you talk about it. You're like, why are we in this fight right now? You know, you don't let it go for hours and hours and hours. You don't let the person leave, you know, and it's just like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, you sit them in the car and you talk about it. And then you get on the same page and you leave. It doesn't matter how long it needs to take, but letting it become something that it's not doesn't matter. And at the end,
I got a question about that though.
Go ahead.
But you finish what you're saying if you want to.
At the end of the day, you may never get to a point where you two truly agree on something, you know, but it's up to you. And this is also for girls as well. It's up to you to sometimes be the bigger person. Maybe in reality, you are wrong, but are you man enough or are you woman enough to admit that?
Admit.
To say that you're wrong.
Gotta admit.
Right. And you know what? And like if your girlfriend or boyfriend berates you for it and makes fun of you and gets mad at you even more when you say you're wrong, don't stay with them. It's not worth it at that point. There's no reason to do that because you're in an abusive relationship at that point. You are mentally being abused for stepping up and saying, oh yeah, that's my bad. I was wrong.
Yeah, that should be the opposite. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, just dropping things is a great idea. You know, if you are having an argument with somebody, doesn't matter who it is, girlfriend, whatever. We're still on girlfriends and boyfriends, but you're having an argument with them, and you realize this is a dumb argument. Why the fuck are we having this argument?
Yeah. I'm gonna just drop it.
And don't be like, oh yeah, whatever. I guess you're right. That's not how you do it.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm done talking about this. We, you know, like I said, we won't agree on it, and that's okay. We can move past it. You know, we can do that. But working out problems, figuring out what you don't say and what you do say, you know, it doesn't matter. Just be smart. Just have common sense. You know, if you're mad at that person and you've been having a fight for 6 hours, when do you call it quits? When are you like, this is affecting me, that I'm putting too much thought into this? You know, when you have a text ready that when you send it out is going to be like longer than the Constitution of the US, it's probably time to stop. There's
also not to interrupt you. Young man out there, please. I hate saying that. It's like an old head, bro. If you ever feel like you about to put your hands on her, leave. Do not be in that.
That's
Do
what
not
that's
put
what
yourself
that's what
in that
older men told me.
situation.
Yeah, that's what every man told
Do
me.
not ever. I don't care what the
Yeah,
circum. I don't care if
Yeah.
she hit you. Do not put your hands on a female. If you
if
feel like you
he,
got
Yeah.
to,
yeah,
get out. Get out the house.
yeah,
Yep.
Whatever you need. That I don't give a damn what she did. She
Yeah.
stabbed you. Well, maybe if she stabbed you and tried to kill you, you might
Yeah,
have to throw a couple blows.
you might have
defense
to
at
drop
that
kick
point.
her.
It's
Yeah, but
defense
if
at
Drop
that
it's
kick
like
point.
her.
some, if it's like some, you did some stupid shit, she slapped you there, bro, don't put your hands on me. Just get
Yeah.
out the house.
Yeah.
Just take it to the chin, take your
Right.
pride, and get out the door.
And take
It's
that
not worth
and
it,
take
bro.
that same thing into somebody, that might not be as confrontational as us
Yeah,
four here. If you are in a relationship with a girl and she's hitting you and you don't like that and you've told her
yeah,
that
get
and
the
she
hell up.
still does it,
Yeah,
yeah,
you can get out.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're allowed to be
Ain't
in an
nobody gonna
abusive
laugh at
relationship
you.
as a man. I mean, like
yeah,
it's a little more uncommon, but it
Mhm.
happens. If you're
yeah. I was gonna say.
it happens with a lot of mental too. I mean,
Mhm.
I've had
That's
I
more what it is.
I had a
Yeah,
friend
I hear a lot of psych. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I had a friend back in the day who was mentally abused by his girlfriend. And she had she has some psychological issues or whatever, and he dated her for like a year. But she would do these crazy things, and he would have to go to work or something, and she was having an episode or whatever you want to call it, and she goes, well, if you leave, I'm just gonna kill myself here.
Yeah,
and
no,
and it's just
that's what's
that's
really
nuts.
yeah.
it's crazy,
And it's
bro.
hard
And
it's hard too, because like you don't want to challenge that.
yeah,
You don't want to be like, oh, whatever, and still leave, because you don't know what it's going to be like. But you need to be thinking in the back of your head, how do I get out of this? Same thing with women. If you have a guy that does that to you, find a way to get out of that. And again, it's scarier for a lot of women, and I get that. Guys are big, guys are powerful, especially when you get into a relationship and you haven't been in one, and the first relationship that you get in is a shit one, where the guy mentally abuses you or physically abuses you. That's life. You have to
Yeah,
deal with that for the rest of your life. So it's like, just
yeah,
realize that you are your own person. You're allowed to get out of those things. It may be tough, but I mean, like, you have a lot more power than you think you do. If you go to the police and say that, they will help. I know that we're not too fond of the police right now and stuff like that, but they will help in that. you know they are really, really good at that. They can get restraining orders. You can get those from the court. You don't even have to go to the police for that. And if they step in foot of you, you can call the police and they will arrest that man. you know and it's just like I said, I know that there are some stories out there that are that are way, way, way worse than that, but I'm just talking about somebody who's not completely and utterly insane and doesn't
right.
like move states with you and shit like that just to be around you, because I honestly don't have any
that's
of it.
different.
And
Yeah,
another
luck.
mental thing too, man. I see a lot of times in relationships are like the girl or the male will like dog their significant other because they're not buying them materialistic stuff, and they'll call them a
Yeah, get out.
bum, and you
Leave.
can't do this for me. Oh, my old such and such will do this for me. If you
yeah,
trying your hardest, bro, and then nothing you do is appreciated, go. It's
yeah.
not
Be
worth
like,
it. I don't
It's
care what.
completely not worth
Yeah,
it.
that shit's draining, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
yeah,
hear it. I'm
bro.
telling
And
you,
then
bro.
I
That
mean,
shit's
like,
bad.
are you happy with feeling like you're an
Yeah,
object? I mean,
yeah,
that's all you are that's all you are at
yeah,
that point, is a bank. you
yeah,
know so
yeah,
it's just like, is that really what you're happy with? Because I wouldn't be
yeah.
happy with that. I choose, when we go out and have dinner and stuff like that, I like to pay. That's just something that I think is fair for me to do. If I don't have money and I say, hey, Katie, you mind getting this one, she's not going to be like, well, you should buy this for me. She's going to
Right.
go, no, of course,
Yeah,
I'll
of
get this
course
for
not.
you.
Yeah,
Or she'll be like, yo, I don't have money either, and then we eat at
yeah,
home.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's yeah,
but she has
yeah.
never had a problem with that.
Yeah, it's all initiative. I mean, at the end of the day, your significant other should be doing something. It shouldn't just be them feeding off of you. I mean, like with
Yeah.
us, majority of us being men and how probably we were raised, we pay for the majority of the meals when we go out. That's just
Yeah.
what
Mm-hmm.
That's just nature.
The
But
Yeah.
common sense, open the door
yeah,
for
I
them
mean,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
all that.
that's
Yeah.
but
I just
other
think that
certain
that's
stuff,
showing
man.
a sign of
Yeah,
respect in a way.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like, you're worth it
Mm-hmm.
to me.
Right,
Buying
right. But yeah,
gifts on special occasions. I don't get Katie gifts very often, unless if it's Valentine's Day or her birthday or Christmas. But it's like, but when I do get gifts, I like to spend a good amount of money, because I
right.
realize that,
Well, of
like, I'm
course
not
you
getting
got
you
to.
gifts throughout the year. I may get you a bar of chocolate here and there, but I mean, like, it's nothing massive. you know, but it's just like, but Katie knows that if, you know, she really, really wants something and she asks me, I'll get it for her and then she can pay me back, or, you know, or I'll just be nice and say, nah, don't worry about it. You know, get me some other time, you know, but it's just like, but that's just showing your respect for a significant other. You shouldn't expect any of those things.
Yeah. And you want to find
50-50.
a significant other.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You want to find a significant other that values more the meaning of the gift than the gift itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my girl, for example, like likes flowers. So if I get her some flowers, I don't mean the world to her than me buying her a $30,000 purse.
Right.
Like you need stuff like that. That's better for your health.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. But Tyrell, what was you saying? Go ahead, bro.
Man, I was just so agreeing with y'all. Bro, how you guys have to say, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, if I was gonna give them some advice, you gotta be open, bro. Like, and like this is the way I look at relationships now. Like it's more of like a commitment to me. Like if I really see you on that level, so and with that, like I'm a very like religious person. So in terms of like fighting cheating, you got to look at it as this is the person I want to be with long term.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Don't want any. You got to look at it that way, or it's gonna those thoughts, like you said, are gonna keep, especially if people are like throwing themselves at you.
Yeah, I mean that's happening when you fresh into a relationship, man. The girls just out of the blue. It's weird. It makes no sense. But
like you gotta like old situations might pop back up. Like you gotta be willing to fight that, especially if you really with the person that you're with for the long haul. And then like kind of like going off what Josh said, like you gotta communicate. Like through the bad times and the good times, you gotta know it's just y'all, bro. Like it can't be no outside shit dealing with problems and all that. Like y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying, build that chemistry up. But like fighting is okay. Like you're not gonna agree on everything.
No,
like, you just
sometimes it needs to come out as long as it's healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't let, I mean, like, you don't have to even let it get to those places, you know. Hopefully you can solve issues just by talking it out, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm by fighting that.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. I understand. I just wanted to reiterate it. But you know, it's just like with me and Katie, that's what I tell her all the time, is just like, yo, if you got a problem with me, I can handle it. I can handle criticism, you know. I would like the option to defend myself though. So if you have a problem with something that I do, just tell me. And if it's a problem, I will say, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, you know, and then I will change it. Or it's like, no, this isn't a problem. And here's why. And we can have a talk about it. But it's like, don't hide it from me, because it doesn't help. And then I keep doing that thing. And then it gets even worse and worse and worse. And then it turns into a fight. And it's like, well, we didn't have to have this. Just tell me beforehand, you know. It's easier to solve when it's really, really low on the spectrum of how mad it makes you, how annoying it is, you know. And then it gets to the point where it's like, wow, this is fucking irritating. And then you scream at them, and then they're irritated at you because it's like, why'd you scream at me? It's like, you do this every day, and it's like, well, why didn't you tell me on the first day that you saw it and you didn't like it? It could have been such a small thing that I could have fixed.
Yeah. Okay. What I have to say, advice is, if you have to hold your tongue, something's wrong. Like with any relationship, like if you gotta tell your girl something, but you know she react differently or something like that, maybe it's not for you or something. Like, you should be able to say what you gotta say and be okay with the consequences and all that.
Yeah,
that's same vice versa.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But you know me personally about this similar stuff. Like, there's some stuff I said that maybe I may have felt was true, but I still shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it just be like that. Like, even though, like, in your heart of hearts, you know, people around you know, like, that is what it is. But she may not feel that somewhere. Even if she do, like, some shit you gotta keep. You shouldn't say, because you know how to make them feel. Like, depending on the serious level of
it's up and down.
I mean, it's toss up. Now, there's some shit. If it's little shit, you shouldn't have to hold your tongue.
Like, if you have to deal with y'all,
shit and it's really bothering you, you need to, So but I the only thing I could give, man, for that is like if you know you want to be with that girl, then just blow the other ones off. If you know deep down in your heart that's what you want, even if it's fresh, then make it last. And if that don't work for you, think about how she'll feel about it.
Right.
Or if that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Relationships, it's not even because you guys become one. So it's not even really about yourself. It's about whatever you do affects her or him or whatever.
Both.
That's how you got to look at it. It affects both of y'all. Whatever you do, it's not just you. So you can't be selfish about it. So
and
that's my only advice.
Think about how much effort you're putting in versus the other person.
A lot
think
of
about
time.
money. Think about the amount of time and the money that you spend. You know, if you don't have money and you make her a gift for we'll say Valentine's Day and she gets mad at that, leave.
Oh yeah, get out. Yeah,
you're putting
the best you can.
Right, exactly. You know, but it's just like, but those are little things that it's just like they should be common knowledge, but I think that sometimes that gets put away because we're always surrounded by stuff that we can buy our significant other, you know. But it's like I always tell Katie whenever holidays come up, she's like, "What do you want something bought or do you want me to make you something?" I always tell her to make me something because I truly enjoy that more. You know, it's just like if you make me something, right? Exactly. You make me something in ceramics. You make me, a jar with folded paper in it that have cool little quotes from my favorite TV shows and stuff like that. That means so much more to me than an Apple Watch. You know, you spent $400 on this. I'm gonna be just as appreciative of it. But it's like, but you took that time, like you said, Kyler. You took 24 hours out of your day. You took 15 minutes out of your day to just make it special for me, you know, and that's what matters in that. Even if you buy me that cool Apple Watch and you make a cool bow for it or whatever, you're putting in that extra effort that shows me that like you care.
And on top of that, like how you said, like a quote from your favorite TV show, just as an example, bro. A quote from one of my favorite animes or anything, a movie will outlast the Apple Watch that's just going to get replaced in a year because the new one comes out. Those memories on that you have, shit that inspired you will never go away. That Apple Watch is going to fade eventually. But those quotes or whatever it is, the painting, whatever has sentimental value to you is going to hold dear to your heart forever. So that's
Katie.
that. I mean,
Katie got these like little strips of paper, and it was for like I think like maybe our 5 or 6 month anniversary or something. No, it was later than that because it was right after my mom died. And she made this whole big giant mason jar and it was filled with these little pieces of paper that had quotes on them. And she hand folded each and every one of these, you know. And one day she was like, "Well, why haven't you opened all of them yet?" And I was like, "Because I want to save it."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like that's one of the nicest things that anybody's ever done for me. So it's like, I don't want to open these all the time. I want to open one like maybe every year or something like that, you know. Like I wish I could refold these sort of thing, you know. It's just like
anybody can get online and click some shit and put
right, exactly. Yeah, I'll show you. She made this little like thing in ceramics because I really like aliens, and she made that in ceramics for me, and it holds all my guitar picks or whatever. But it's like I just keep it up there. But that's what I asked for Christmas. I was like, make me something. She made me. I don't know where they are. There they are. She made me these coasters as well for Christmas. So it's just like I said, they're all ceramics. And she was like, "Well, I'm sorry I didn't spend any money on you." And I was like, "I don't care. I am unfortunately not artistic, so I can't do that. But it's like, I don't mind spending extra money because I'm going to make up for that. You know, I may not know how to wrap gifts or do ceramics, but I can buy a mean Christmas gift. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing about that, Josh. That's a one-on-one item. Only you have that item.
Right.
Anybody else can get a black or red Apple Watch. Yeah. That's a one-on-one.
Exactly.
Nobody got it.
Anybody can get some shoes.
Yeah, right.
There's a million of them. That's a one-on-one.
Right.
But
it puts it puts the extra effort for it. So
so that's really notes. Deep.
I mean, and just to cap off cheating, so we go to our next thing, man. How many more stages of what's your favorite color and what type of favorite food do you want to go through? Nobody likes doing that constantly. Beginning stages of talking to somebody.
Ooh, but,
nobody wants to keep doing that forever, man. Just, you know. So
all right,
let me your pants or keep your whatever in your pants. Whatever you got, keep it to yourself. To your significant other.
Yeah, I had a game that me and Katie put. It wasn't really a game. It was just something that I made up because we were like really good friends before we started dating. And like we would just stay up all night and like talk about other shit, and we would just ask each other almost like 20 questions almost, but it was just asking questions and answering questions, you know. And I figured out a lot about Katie just from talking to her, you know, over text messages before we even dated, you know. And that allowed me to kind of gauge the kind of person she was, and the same thing for her, you know. And it was just like right, exactly. You can, I mean, like, I'm sure that in many cases, you know, either she kind of fibbed or I kind of fibbed or whatever, maybe to make you seem a little cooler or whatever it was, you know. But I mean, it's just like you figure out the real stuff eventually, you know. And then, you know, through the years she's dating, she's realized that I'm a child and I'm a fucking dork, you know. And
that's all men know.
Yeah,
that's all
right.
men at the end of the day. We're
Exactly.
That's
all
just
men.
what it is.
You know,
me and fucking Ray and our other friend group, we'll sit and talk about each other's moms all day, like we're not fucking 20 years old.
Right, exactly. Exactly. You know, but it's just, you could switch it on and off. That's the thing. Shake it off.